Welcome to the Falls Township Zoning Hearing Board for Tuesday, July 9th. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to do some introductions this evening. To my left, I have Diane Beret. She's representing the township. Online, I have, I can't remember what this, I know Ed Newbauer. What's his last name? Okay. Bill Kiernan. I'm sorry, Bill, I forgot your last name. I don't know why. Must be Tuesday. To my right, I have Keith Bibleymeyer, our attorney. To his right, I have Aaron Mackey. To his right, I have Karen Browndorf. And I think I introduced everybody. Keith.
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one preliminary matter, agenda item number 2, North Point Keystone Trade Center. They were on tonight's agenda for a variance request. However, I received correspondence from their attorney, Bryce McGuigan, requesting a continuance until the August agenda. They had a notice issue where they had to notify or forgot to notify an adjoining parcel owner. They've also granted this board a waiver to hear this matter under the MPC. As such, this will need a motion and a second.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Petition number 1. Susan Snipes-Wells, 890 West Bridge Street, Morrisville, Pennsylvania, 19067. TMP number 13-028-030, zoned CR, requesting a use variance to allow storage of landscaping material and tools and to house paving equipment, section 209-25.b. Welcome.
Thank
How can
you.
we help you? Oh, excuse me, we need to get you sworn in. I'm so sorry. I'm just like rushing through.
My full name's Susan Snipes Wells. I so affirm.
Madam Chair, if we can mark a couple matters before we start. The application for zoning ordinance appeal BZH1, along with the accompanying statement from Ms. Snipes. 2 will be 2 letters from Falls Township in regards to letters of intent received. Those letters are dated May 22nd. 3 will be an aerial view of the property. 4 will be proof that the property was posted as required. 5 will be a series of photographs of equipment on the property. Next will be proof of publication of the Bucks County Courier-Times. 7 will be a certificate of mailing received by the applicant, proving that the adjoining or abutting property owners were served. Ms. Snipes-Wells, we received a certificate of mailing. Now that you've been placed under oath, the properties that are listed all received notice of the form letter that you have included in this packet.
I'm sorry, you had a question there. I'm sorry. You just want to affirm,
I just wanted you to affirm
that those...
That the adjoining or abutting property owners that are listed on your list receive copy of the form letter?
Absolutely, yes.
Great, thank you. Madam Chair, I'm satisfied the appropriate notice have been satisfied and this matter can proceed.
Thank you, Keith. Now, how can we help you?
So we submitted a letter asking for a variance for 2 of the tenants that we have on the farm. Do you want me to read? Can I read the letter? What's the best?
If you could just summarize, that would be great. You don't have to read the whole statement.
So I would have to pull it out to make sure I got the actual. So we're asking for a variance on, we are commercial recreation, and 2 of our tenants, one of our tenants used to have a non-compliance business license. He let that slide. So that he he rents the same property that another of our tenant, who does have a business license that's up to date, who is also considered non-compliant, they rent that together. Those, we're requesting that he be allowed to run his landscaping business. The question before, you know, as we have reviewed it, our family business operating as Snipes Farm at 890 West Bridge Street in Morrisville has had landscape trucks on it for actually more like 60 years, since the 1950s, when we started a landscape garden center business. And so this is now a tenant running a landscape business on that property. This butts right up against Route 1, so that it really, as we see it, doesn't pose any problems with neighbors. The other tenant that we're asking a variance for is an asphalt company that parks their trucks on the farm, and they take up about 0.1 acre of property on an already paved and what we kind of consider industrial spot, because it's paved and it's been a landscape business for 60 years. So that's in a nutshell what we're asking. I haven't given you the actual ordinance number, but that's super easy for you to pull up. I have to, you guys
That's okay,
have to
we
help
have
me.
that.
Okay, so you don't need me to cite that. I just don't want to cite the wrong number. It's 250 something or other. It's in here, I just don't
Okay,
have it.
I'm going to open this up for any board comment. Bill?
That's not it.
Bill?
Yeah, sorry about that. The only question I have, these two tenants now have their business license?
Bill, we're having a little hard time. You asked, do the two tenants now have what?
Their business license.
Do
They have
a business
applied
on
for their
site?
business license. It was denied because we needed to,
Oh, okay.
oh,
That's all I
they've
have.
paid for their business license. Okay. They were
Excuse me.
denied, excuse me, they
You're
were,
not allowed to do that unless you're sworn in as somebody, because you need to make a record of that. I'm sorry.
this is my son-in-law who
I
actually is running the
understand. It's just
business.
that
Yeah.
You need to make sure that things are kept a certain way.
Gotcha.
So if you're going to comment, you need to be sworn in.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's fine, and you can come up to the mic and
Okay.
answer questions. That's fine.
Wonderful. I may need to do that. The answer to the question is yes, the two tenants now have their business license. They don't have their use and occupancy because of the variance that we're seeking.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Aaron?
So I understand on the map where this is, and, you know, as you say, it's right next to Route 1. And I also understand that you're asking for the variance as the property owners, as opposed to the businesses themselves coming and asking for the variance because you own the property and you want the variance to live there regardless of who is,
Yes. So the greater part of the farm, as you may be aware, the parcel that we're talking about is 110 acres. The greater part of that space is kept in woodlands. We have an easement for agriculture. We have an easement for open space. Snipes Farm and Education Center operates on the land. We run a summer camp. We are open to the public for fall events. We have nature trails. So we feel that the better part of the land is absolutely public-facing, commercial recreation, 100%. Having tenants on the land is an enormous help to us in terms of paying all of our expenses. And we outlined that. If that information is of interest, it's outlined pretty carefully in the letter.
yep, understood, and am very familiar with most of the property. I guess the question is, and again, I don't think this is a sticking issue. I just want to ask it because the variance, if granted, will apply to the entire property, right? Not just this one section. I guess I just want to confirm that that's our understanding, right? This isn't that as written, it's for the property at 890 West Bridge Street, which is the entire property and not just this one section. So-
That is correct.
And I know it's not your intention to put landscaping and anywhere else on
Correct.
the property.
Correct.
But
We're,
do
excuse me.
I guess the question is just, do we need to stipulate that? Or is that a condition that we would want to stipulate and that you would agree to?
I understand. Yes, I would say we would agree to that. This is on the footprint of what was the garden center, which operated there for 60 years.
Right.
And so we see that as the area where we have equipment. Otherwise, we're farming on the land, and of course, another adjacent parcel is a golf facility, which, as you know, is also very much public recreation.
Understood. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
I have no questions at this time. Is there anything from the public? I don't see anything. Anything from the township?
Nothing from the township.
Thank you, Diane. Do I have a motion?
I'll go ahead and make a motion. I move that the application of Susan Snipes Wells requesting a use variance from section 209-25.b of the Falls Township zoning ordinance be granted to allow storage of landscaping materials and tools and to house paving equipment at the property located at 890 West Bridge Street, Morrisville, PA 19067, as depicted on the plans and in accordance with the testimony presented to the zoning hearing board, subject to the following conditions with which the applicant agrees that this variance be restricted to the portions as indicated as number 2, number 3 on the exhibit occupied by Foraker Landscaping and American Paving Contractors. On exhibit 3.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
I'll second it.
Aaron, would you like to pull the board?
I'll pull the board. Bill?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Laney?
I'm a yes. Your petition has been granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a
Motion to
motion to adjourn the
adjourn.
meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night.